Announcing How Creators Are Building the Future of the Consumer Experience, moderated by Andrew Wallenstein, Chief Media Analyst and President, Luminate Intelligence.
Okay, we're going to get right into it here with my new friends from Marriott, Peggy, Behnaz. Thanks for coming in. We want to talk about the creator strategy for Marriott. Peggy, could you just sort of tee up for us at a high level, what is the Marriott social strategy?
Yeah, good question, and it's a good thing I brought Behnaz here because
Yes.
she's creating it for the future. I think we all are sort of developing our creator strategy for the future, but for us, it's evolved more authentically. You know, people who stay in our hotels, who partner with us, love to talk about their experiences, and so we've kind of let it roll in that way. We've got a lot of people we partner with and a lot of talent that authentically just loves our brand and posts. But we are entering an age of being more deliberate, and we've got a lot of examples, and Behnaz will talk about it in just a minute. But I think one of the things I saw late last year, which I thought was so interesting, was on my trip to China. We visit a lot of hotels throughout the year. And in the Westin in Xi'an, the hotels like organically came up with this contest where we're live streaming, right? And so they have young people who work in the hotel, who know the hotel well, and they had a team of about 5 or 6 of them, and each day one of them would go out and live cast about the hotel. And, you know, because you can post it there on Douyin and Redbook, you can also book straight off of social. And so they had a contest internally to see who could get the most bookings from their live casting. So that was one of the most innovative ideas that I saw. We've been picking up other ideas around the world, but Behnaz here in just a minute can talk more about how we're thinking about the future.
Well, let's take it from there. What for you, Behnaz, is sort of like a key point in terms of future strategy?
Yeah, so I mean, Marriott Bonvoy is such an incredible platform. We aim to be your lifelong travel partner, shaping a lifetime of stories. And we have such incredible, rich storytelling available. Not only do we have over 9,000 properties around the world, destinations in 145 countries, we have incredible brands, over 30 hotel brands within our ecosystem, as well as food and beverage, over 50 Michelin star chefs, and we have a range of incredible partners from Starbucks to United and music and sports and all these passion points that our consumers care so much about, as well as one of the most amazing loyalty programs. And that is rich for storytelling. And so for social as really a way for us to not only tell our story, but connect and create community with people who love travel, who really engage with hospitality and are looking for inspiration, and are fans of our loyalty program, because we see that a lot too. There's so much opportunity for Bonvoy in social, and I think we are just scratching the surface of what's possible.
So at the heart of this has got to be the creators. How do you assess who's right and a good fit for the brand?
I mean, so far it's been honestly more organic. In fact, we had an experience at Adweek where Jack's Dining. Are you familiar with Jack's Dining? So they cover food and beverage, culinary experiences, and events. And we ended up at dinner with these 2 guys, Jack and his partner, and they talked so passionately about food and beverage for us for, I don't know, like 90 minutes, that we're like, hey, you want to come to our event with us next week? In fact, in the week after next, we have our tentpole event, the Cayman Cookout. It's at the Ritz-Carlton Cayman, and it's this event that Eric Repair and Jose Andres started for the chefs. And so after the holidays, all the chefs retired. They would retire to the Cayman, to our hotel, and they would bring their families, and they would hang out and do their own cookout for themselves. It's now an event that we do for just a small group, about 500 people. And so this year, we're headed down there again, and we've invited Jack's Dining to come with us to tell the story.
Yeah, because we need creators to be helping tell our stories with us. I think the brand has an opportunity to share stories, but really partnering with creators like Jack's Dining, who have such an authentic community and a passion point really built in, allows us to build a much more meaningful connection and a reach that we wouldn't be able to do just on our own. So I think authentic relationships that are forming and organic organically are one of the best ways, because we have a lot of people who are very passionate about our brand and about our category. And so we're striving to do more and more with that. There was an interesting conversation I was having just last night on social specifically. Gary V threw out a number that, brands should be creating over 500 bits of content a day. And that stumped a lot of us, I will say, from a marketing standpoint, because that is a lot, right? That's a lot of content creation just to be able to cut through. And we're not just competing with other brands on social. We're competing with everyone who's posting about your cousin and, your favorite dog and all the AI content that's now flooding, our feeds. And we want to be able to cut through in a really meaningful way. And we need creators at the heart of that to be telling our stories in an authentic way across all the platforms, right? Not just Instagram and TikTok, but YouTube is a very interesting one, and more long form as well as short form content.
But Peggy, social and creators is just one place where you play. I'm sure there's TV commercials or billboards or whatnot. What is it specifically about the social channel that sort of differentiates in your media mix?
Yeah, I think Behnaz and I have been talking about it because we've been really thinking about overhauling our strategy over the last 6 months, and we really want to move social first because it is such a platform to tell the story in different ways and even from different perspectives, right? The same hotel and the same experience can come to life and in multiple different ways, because you're, as a consumer, experiencing that hotel differently if you're there on business or leisure, with your family, by yourself, right, with your girlfriends or guy friends. And so I think that, the channel just allows for so much, and then you can obviously connect to people more authentically in that way. I was just on a safari. We have a new JW and Ritz-Carlton in the Masai Mara in Kenya. Oh. I was there over the holidays, and I was traveling with a couple of family friends. And the daughter, who's of a family friend who's only, I think she's 17, 2 days into the trip, put together this beautiful TikTok story for this hotel based on our trip. And it just struck me as, wow, anybody can really create this content. Her content was as good as anybody we partnered with, right? But she told the story from a 15-year-old, 17-year-old's perspective. And it was really quite different, but just emphasized the point, the dimensions that can come to life are broad.
So, Behnaz, as you explore this potential to overhaul things, give another example of something that you're taking a fresh look at in terms of the strategy.
Yeah, so one of the things that I was really struck by when I joined Marriott was that not only do we have such an amazing fan base, literally I love doing this, but just would love to know in the room, how many Bonvoy members do we have?
Oh, man.
Right? Well, thank you. But there isn't a moment that when people find out we work at Marriott that people come up to us and share amazing stories that they've had, whether it's, they had their wedding at Marriott Bonvoy, or they had this incredible, you're pitching your first business, or you're traveling as a consultant, or you love going to Westin, and you love the fact that they're always helping you with your fitness goals and staying well while you're traveling. And so there's so many stories that connect us, and it's unbelievable. And what struck me is that those stories are also very prevalent within our associates. We have over 700,000 associates around the world. And what I think could be very interesting for us as we're exploring this is that we have an opportunity to establish a relationship not only with creators, influencers, customers, ambassadors, talent around the world who are, amazing at storytelling across these social platforms and are helping to amplify the messages and that we have. But our associates are also an untapped wealth of knowledge, of passion, truly, and love for our brands and our properties and the destinations, because they all love travel and hospitality. We recently did this associate video, right, for Goodnight Moon. We launched a campaign, a Sheraton campaign with Goodnight Moon, the children's book that really, really resonated with a lot of audiences. And we had associates from around the world reading that story in different languages. And we had not posted that previously before, but it really connected to people, because I think it's those human, authentic stories that really make a difference. And I think that's also what's so unique about Marriott as a brand and a company.
And we use the channel to talk about the hard stuff too, right? Sometimes the components of the loyalty program are difficult to understand, or the benefits, or it's a mystery, like how do I get upgraded, right? And so we have some social creators who actually, because they're better experts than we are in our own program, they talk about how to game the system or how to get the best out of the program, and we find it to be really effective also.
I was struck by what you said about the Gary V 500 mark. That's quantity.
Yeah.
But you've got to deliver on quality. And I'm curious, do you guys have any sort of North Star in terms of brand attributes or something where it's like, whether it's 1 or 500, this is what every social post has to hit?
Yeah. So this isn't, we haven't deployed a strategy today of we have to create 500 bits of content at all. But it's just to underscore the need for much greater, and I don't think it needs to just be quantity. It really, for me, it's creative that inspires and then creative that scales. And we, as a brand and the portfolio that we have to be really thinking about how can we engage in meaningful ways, because we do need creative and content that really inspires. Why would people come to our social channels for our content versus what they're doing themselves, right? We have to give them a reason not only to come for inspiration or information about our loyalty program, that you get first access or first visibility into and a front seat into some of the incredible benefits that we have. Speaking of, as you pull this out.
We announced our partnership with FIFA. We're teaming up with FIFA. We're the official hotel sporter of the World Cup. So we'll be hosting all of you and our members. Do we have any soccer fans out there? So we'll have soccer fans staying with us all over the U.S., Canada, Mexico, this year in 16 cities. So we're super excited to host. We're going to be giving access to members for all kinds of bespoke events and experiences and bringing it to life. So it's going to be fun.
Are there any other promotional priorities that we should keep an eye on in 2026 from you guys that will play out on social as well?
Well, we will be looking for creators in our with FIFA, so that'll be fun. We'll be talking more about that soon. Mm-hmm. What else, Behnaz?
I mean, in 2020, Cayman Cookout, which is literally happening in the next couple of weeks, that's going to be a really exciting tentpole moment for us. Food and beverage is a very critical part of our brand that we want to have more people discover, and so that will be probably the first. And then I think the lead up, FIFA World Cup is the largest cultural moment of 2026, and we intend to have a very exciting role there, not only for our members, but also for all the soccer fans. So I think probably that's the one to look out for.
And you said it before, I think our mission with Bonvoy is to elevate it beyond transactional, to be that brand that can be your lifelong travel partner. We want to give you access to people, places, passions that you love, and we're doubling down in sports, culinary, music, and the outdoors. And stay tuned, because we're doing a lot of research now on wellness and how we'll be thinking about taking care of travelers in the future, but that's kind of where we're focused.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually I forgot, prior to FIFA, we've got the Super Bowl, which is another really big moment.
Oh, that little thing.
That little thing. But we actually are engaging really meaningfully as well around the Super Bowl and have some exciting, we have Adam Devine, who is our fan ambassador for the Super Bowl, who will be creating some very exciting content, and definitely follow along, because it's going to be exciting.
Dylan Efron on the outdoors,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
And Sean White on the Snow League. So
yeah,
lots
Anything with the Olympics?
Well,
not yet.
Stay tuned.
Well, there's many more of those to come.
Stay tuned.
All right. Well, it sounds like you've got plenty on your plate, so no pressure on the Olympics. Thank you for coming in and sharing your strategy with us today.
Thank you, Andy. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.